Chelsea are back tomorrow in cup action. This time, it's a do-or-die football in round 4 of the EFL Cup. The Blues travel to the Millennium Stadium to face struggling Wolverhampton Wanderers with what promises to be a very tricky tie under the light after that 2-1 shocking league defeat to Sunderland at Stamford Bridge. All eyes will be on Enzo Maresca's men on how they will respond to this game. Can Chelsea bounce back to winning ways and book a place in the quarter-final of the EFL Cup? Or will struggling Wolverhampton Wanderers pile on more pressure on Enzo Maresca's team and cause an upset? In this video, I'll break down the team news, give you my predicted 11 and also score prediction going into this particular game. Chelsea are coming from the back of a disappointing 2-1 league defeat to Sunderland at Stamford Bridge in game week 9 of the English Premier League. In fact, that defeat was really embarrassing to most Chelsea faithful, if not all. And that was over the weekend. And this time around, we are looking forward to see how Chelsea will react with this cup game to that defeat. While Wolverhampton Wanderers, on the other hand, will be coming into this game with two faces, one face in the league and the other in cup game. Wolverhampton Wanderers in the league is the only team yet to pick a single win in the Premier League this season, having played 9 games in the league so far and lost 7 and drew 2. The 2 draws they have had have come against Brighton and against Tottenham Hotspur, but have actually had good run in cup games. In round 2 of the EFL Cup, Wolverhampton Wanderers defeated West Ham by 3-2 in the Millennium Stadium, and in round 3 they also had an home tie against David Moyes' Everton, and Wolverhampton Wanderers went on to defeat Everton by 2-0. Now, this is where the tie became very tricky. In cup games, Wolverhampton seems to be doing very well, but in the league, they are yet to pick a single win in this current campaign. So going into this game, we hope to see a very tricky tie, but it all depends on how Enzo Maresca will approach this game to ensure Chelsea actually picked all 3 points. So going into this game earlier today, Enzo Maresca actually had his press conference, and in that press conference, Enzo Maresca was asked about Chelsea's centre-back pairing and who are the first choice of Chelsea's centre-back pairing. And this is what Enzo Maresca responded. The reason why we are trying to spread minutes is because we need to manage players like Wesley Fofana, Bernard Badiachile. We have Tosin, who had a problem this season. We are trying to rotate a little bit. In my opinion, that was a political answer to that question. And indeed, that question put to Enzo Maresca was very tactical, because so far this season, Chelsea have not had first 11 in 4 consecutive games. I stand to be corrected. If there is any game Chelsea have played this season and our centre-backs remain the same, our midfield pivots remain the same, the 3 attacking midfield trio remain the same, and even the points man, Chelsea have not had such this season. And that is why that question was put across to Enzo Maresca during his press conference. And he went on to give his answer about why he is rotating the team. Fair enough, it's good. Wesley Fofana and Bernard Badiachile have been on the injury desk. But then, trying to manage the player is actually very good. There is no doubt about that. But before this injury crisis, Chelsea have not had a centre-back pairing. Before Levi Colwill's injury, what Chelsea usually have is either it is Levi Colwill and Tosin, Levi Colwill and Chalobah, or Levi Colwill and Bernard Badiachile. And that is just what Chelsea have been having as centre-back pairing. And after Levi Colwill's injury, we began to see Trevor Chalobah and Tosin Adarabioyo, not until he actually went on injury. We now began to see good pairing between Trevor Chalobah and George Archampong. So far, in my own opinion, Chelsea don't have centre-back pairing. Enzo Maresca makes his selection according to players that are actually available and also according to Chelsea's opponent in games. That is my opinion on that. So Enzo Maresca was also asked about Joao Pedro. In his post-match conference, Enzo Maresca said that Joao Pedro is not actually 100% fit. That was after Chelsea lost to Sunderland. That Joao Pedro, Enzo Fernandez, and Moses Caicedo and other players were not actually 100% fit going into that particular game. And I actually said one thing in my post-match reaction as well, that if a player is not fit, do well to actually put the player on the medical decks for proper treatment in order for the players to be fit. Else, using a player who is not 100% fit is a kind of actually causing more problem to whatever the player is going through, and that might not be good. At the end, it might turn out to be something more worse than we actually think. So, in that case, like I said in that my post-match reaction, I salute the players' courage. I salute their commitment to the team, not being fit, but yet still put on the blue jersey to fly the color of Chelsea. But then, Chelsea need to actually work on the fitness of every player in every game. And the manager should ensure that its selection is based on players' fitness. Give the players the needed confidence and they will go into the field and do the job. So when asked about Joao Pedro and the goals drought of Joao Pedro after 7 games without scoring any goal, here's what Enzo Maresca actually said. Maresca once again says Joao Pedro is not 100% physically fit and it's difficult for him. Maresca also said he is not a number 9 who is going to score 20 to 25 goals a season like Haaland, Mbappe, Lewandowski, and the likes. He's a different number 9. And Maresca went on to assure us that Joao Pedro is definitely going to score goals for Chelsea and create lots of assists. We just need to give him time to actually come out of this unfit situation. So we have confidence in Joao Pedro. We believe in what Joao Pedro can actually bring to the team. And we have seen what he can actually give. We saw that in the Club World Cup. And in early start of the season, Joao Pedro have actually had 3 goals and 2 assists before this crisis of goal drought actually began. So we know that Joao Pedro is definitely going to come out of this and begin to score lots of goals for Chelsea. Enzo Maresca in his press conference was also asked about the team that will take on Wolverhampton Wanderers tomorrow. Enzo Maresca went on to say that he is going to rotate tomorrow to protect some players. Definitely, it's a cup game. I expect the manager to actually do some rotation in the team. But then, it should be a mix of balance in order to ensure that we don't suffer another defeat. Because Wolverhampton Wanderers might not be doing well when it comes to the league, having played 9, lost 7, and drew 2. But in cup games, in round 2, they defeated West Ham by 3 goals to 2 at the Millennium Stadium. In round 3, they defeated Everton by 2 goals to nothing. So the manager should ensure, while rotating, he should try to create balance in his selection that can actually get the job done. And the manager also gave us one sort of good news that actually got lots of Chelsea fans a relief. Personally, I was relieved when I heard the news. He might not just be fit, but this is what the manager said when asked about Liam Delap. Liam Delap is available tomorrow, says Maresca. That was one sort of good news. He might not be fit for tomorrow's game, but then I expect him to come from the bench since the manager said he's available for tomorrow. Let's just test and see his fitness level, if he will be available to face Tottenham Hotspur by the weekend. So it's a good news that Liam Delap is actually back into the squad. So, with Enzo Maresca's press conference, notable absentees going into this game still remain Levi Colwill, who is out with ACL, Bernard Badiachile, and Dario Esugo. Malo Gusto returned from suspension, having been suspended in the game against Sunderland after his red card in the Nottingham Forest game. So, Malo Gusto will be available for selection in tomorrow's encounter. So, with the available squad, or with the available players in the squad, this will be my predicted 11 for the EFL Cup match against Wolverhampton Wanderers. In goal will be Philip Jorgensen. The full back, I will go with Jorel Ato at the left back and Malo Gusto at the right back. The centre back pairing will be Wesley Fofana and Tosin Adarabioyo. The midfield pivot, I will go with Romeo Latvia and Enzo Fernandez at that midfield pivot, with Romeo Latvia playing the number 6 role. Then the 3 attacking midfield trio, I will go with Jimmy Gittins at the left wing. The central attacking midfield will be Facundo Bonanote, and the right wing will be none other than Estevao William. Up front, I will go with Mark Gill. So this will be my predicted 11 going into this particular encounter. And I also expect to see some changes after first half of that particular encounter. But if the game goes as planned and it's balanced, I think and Chelsea are in total control of the game, I would expect to see Liam Delap come on as a substitute in that particular game. While a couple of players, which the manager have actually said earlier that had some couple of concern, talking about Moses Caicedo. I think Moses Caicedo can be on the bench for this particular encounter, but then give him that needed rest, and he can actually come on if need be. But if there is no need for Moses Caicedo to come in, as I believe that Enzo Fernandez and Romeo Latvia should be able to do that job. Or if Facundo Bonanote will not play the attacking midfield role, I think I'll prefer to play Enzo Fernandez with his experience in that particular position. Then the midfield pivot can still be Romeo Latvia and Andre Santos. That will be a very good combination to actually see for the first time in Enzo Maresca's setting. So what do you make of the predicted 11 going into this game against Wolverhampton Wanderers tomorrow? Who will make your predicted 11? Drop your thoughts down below. So my prediction for tomorrow's game against Wolverhampton Wanderers, like I said earlier, is going to be a very tricky one. And Chelsea just need to get the win in order to boost the players' confidence ahead of the Premier League clash against Tottenham Hotspur. And going into this game, I will not write off the struggling Wolverhampton Wanderers completely, because in cup game, they have actually been good. But I expect Chelsea to come out all blazing, because all eyes is definitely going to be on how Chelsea will respond after that humiliating and embarrassing defeat to Sunderland in the league over the weekend. So going into this game, I see a 2-1 win for Chelsea at the Millennium Stadium. Chelsea will defeat Wolves by 2-1. So what will be your prediction? What will be your prediction going into this particular encounter? Drop your thoughts down below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and catch you in my next video.